Hello, my name is Ikello Herod, and welcome to the Nerdy Novelist. We are going to be playing around with something that Jason has been working on for a very long time. This thing is called Story Hacker OS. Now, this is a program that you can do a lot of things with. And one of the main things is keep your story yours. You can be as much in the mix as you want. It is a machine, but it is also a helper. It will help you develop your story. It will help you flesh out your story. It will help you steer your story in the correct direction for whatever tropes are supposed to be in the genres that you're in. Now, not only will it do that, but it will also be very, very specific when it comes to how much AI you really want to use. All right, let's jump right in. Before we get too much further into this, I want to make sure you understand this is not going to be a tutorial, so to speak. What we're going to do is give you an idea of the cool things that you will be able to do and all of the ideas and all of the ways that you can use Story Hacker OS. Now, this is a program that is very, very cool because it has templates. It has a book builder that helps you build your book out if you want to. You can bring your own artificial intelligence, and that can be done from OpenRouter. OpenRouter is a universal place for you to get as many large language models as you want. And this is I do mean one of my favorite things that I've done, because as a lot of people know, I write with agents quite a bit. But what is interesting about this is there is a high level of deterministic things that happen because you have templates. And inside of those templates, there are tropes for each one of the things. Let's jump in. Let me show you real quick here. Here we are. I have 3 projects. One is Silent Witness. This is my new mystery novel that I'm going to be trying to spin up. It's actually a thriller sort of crime drama thing. This is a story dossier that I was working on for the search for Sergeant McKay, which is in my Jump Box series, and I was also working on my Jump Box pilot. Now, I have no documents in this. I haven't actually really touched this one. This one should actually have a built-out book builder brain dump right here. So I have the project, but I haven't dropped this brain dump stuff, meaning that I had a brain dump that I dropped in there that was basically the dossier for the Silent Witness, but I was having issues with the actual story, and I am not a thriller writer. I am a sci-fi and a military sci-fi writer, but I had a very wonderful mother-in-law, and right before she passed away, we worked up a bunch of stories for this character called Oliver Blake. And so I have been wanting to spin up a bunch of stories that he can go through and solve. He is a autistic of Indian descent Cardiff detective, and I needed to give it all of that information, all of the stuff from the dossier, to see what kind of stories that it would spin up. I don't necessarily have to take any of these stories, but there are so many opportunities to mine from these stories, and because I'm using a template and I'm using all of the things that you're supposed to use in order to find the tropes and all of that is built into Story Hacker, I feel confident that I'm going to be able to serve the audience I am aiming for. And that's lesson number 1. You're trying to serve an audience, and that audience thinks and knows their genre like nobody else. If you try to put something in there that doesn't work, you are going to have a problem with that audience. So that is the first use case. The first use case is looking for that right way to get the audience to like what you are writing. You have an advantage because you can use these templates and map out exactly what you want to do. That was one. All right. What's another thing that you can do? So see, there are so many ways in which this can be used. Here's a bunch of pitches. So here are brainstorm pitches. Pitch 1, 5 story pitches. The cartographer's silence, all the quiet instruments. Oh, that actually sounds really cool. That looks like that is, let's see if I can zoom in a little bit. When 3 musicians from Cardiff's National Orchestra die in the same week from what appears to be a catastrophic hearing loss, each found with a specific 4-bar score fragment burned into, oh my gosh, their music stand. This is maybe something that I might want to mine, right? That's pitch 2. The inference engine looks like something about science, math, yes. The loyal rooms. So you can see now I've had the first thing, which is I get to serve my audience. This is the second thing. Interesting pitches. Having to look at those pitches and find truth in them. I am an actor. I have been an actor for a very long time, and I study text. And it's about finding the truth in stuff. If there is a nugget of a little bit of a story or something that you might want to use later, why not use it? You are the architect of this entire thing, your whole point. So that's number 2, mining for story. All right, let's go into number 3. Now we are inside of one of the templates that will absolutely help steer exactly what you, all right, this is the best part. All right, so here's 3. 3 is learning about your craft. Craft is absolutely the most important thing that you could develop as a writer. And just because you are using artificial intelligence to help you doesn't mean that this wasn't built by a human being, because this was built by Jason himself. He worked on each one of these templates, and I'm telling you, they teach me. I am not a thriller writer, as I said before. I want this to actually be something that people will want to read. So this is the biggest part. It's learning your craft. To me, it is one of the biggest parts, but that leads us directly into number 4. Number 4 is that you can now pick up genres that you've always wanted to write in. So number 4 is write in many genres. You can have many genres, which is, it feels to me like a superpower, because I do like thrillers. I like crime dramas. I've always watched them with my wife and her mother, and I appreciate them, and I have an imagination for it. I just didn't feel confident to be able to do it. And now I can write in many genres. That's a direct thing just from working with Story Hacker. Let me show you this right here. Crime thriller plot template. Chapter 1, the cold opening. What should happen? The story opens not with the protagonist, but with the crime itself, either from the perspective of the antagonist executing a calculated ritualistic killing, or from innocent bystanders stumbling upon the aftermath. A mundane atmospheric setting, a remote wilderness, a quiet coastal spot, a isolated estate. It's basically just giving you a very careful, without the slop sort of way to get your story written. You could just use it to actually write better. This is, and write in many genres. Now, let's go to number 5, pen names. Pen names are so important to the independent publisher. You don't want to always use your name in every single thing that you do. I have specific things that I will use my name with, and then I have other things that maybe you don't know that I write, that I could use a pen name for. And this Oliver Blake series is definitely going to be one that is going to be pen named, because you all of a sudden have the ability to have many pen names, many pen names that can do a lot of book selling for you. Here's number 5. It fixes your mistakes. The reason I say that is because I started building this thing inside of a chatbot, probably a agent, and there was all of this stuff that I found creative and interesting about the story, but I was not actually writing a crime thriller. I was writing something else, a pilot to a television show or something like that. I started it out completely different in how I wanted to start it out, and the AI always does what you want it to do, not necessarily what you need it to do. And what I needed it to do was I needed to figure out the tropes and how to actually navigate the story. And it fixed my mistakes because there are these templates. So that's number 5. It can fix your mistakes. All right. That, ladies and gentlemen, is pretty much it for this one. The reason I did not do this as a tutorial is because we have this great thing right down here. If you decide you want to join Story Hacker, you can get access to this program right here, and then there are a bunch of tutorials by Jason himself. We'll help you work your way through the whole thing. I just want to get you excited about the possibilities. Next time, we are going to be talking about how exactly you can bring your own story and do amazing things with that story inside of Story Hacker OS. Okay, that's it for me. My name's Ekel O'Hara, and boy, am I glad to be a nerdy novelist. I will see all of you in the next video.